Hey, I'm Tylerriley with River Valley Realty, and I am so fortunate enough to be with Matt Brady here today. Gosh, he's the owner operator of Brangus, one of my family's very favorite spots in all of Russellville. Matt, thank you so much for agreeing to meet with me.
Man, we are happy to have you, Tyler. Yes.
Listen, I got to tell you, when we started to put this together, you were the first person that came to mind. It was because when we think about some of the great restaurants that Russellville has, this restaurant has been a staple for my family, for going out to eat. And again, Matt, thanks so much for jumping on.
You bet. Happy to be here.
Hey, I got a question for you then. So, in the history of time, we've not had a bad experience with Brangus. What separates Brangus from other restaurants that could be in the community?
Man, there's lots of reasons that restaurants do well or restaurants don't do well. And I think the biggest asset that we have is our staff. We have staff that have been here for years. If you come in to our restaurant, you probably know Jamelyn and Leanne and Renee and Elisa and several people, Alan, that you've been seeing here for 20 years. And they understand that for them to be successful, our business needs to be doing well also. So, man, biggest thing that we have going for us is the people that we work with.
Oh, man, I absolutely love that answer because it's true. And it even goes from like anytime that we come, if we're meeting clients for lunch or something, you jump in there and you're sitting people and grabbing drinks. How is it when somebody figures out that they just were served by the owner of Brangus?
So we all work together, and I love to shake people's hands when they come in, to give them a hug, a pat on the back, to ask them how their family is, how their kids are doing, what's going on at their job. Our customers are not just our customers, they become our friends. Some of the best friends I have in life I met when they walk through the doors here.
Oh, man, that is so true because it seems like you're wickedly involved in the community as well. What are some of the things that you do outside of the restaurant to be a part of the community?
So we try to participate in all the local schools. You'll probably see us at basketball games and football games and softball games and volleyball games. You'll see us at church. You'll see us working with A&P Commission, which we've served on together. Yeah, we did that for a little while. Volunteering here and there at different events. We love our community, and our community loves us, and it's something that we want to work together on.
You know, Brangus has an incredible menu. And every time we come here, I'm always going to order the ribeye special.
Yes.
That has been the one thing, and everybody in my family does. But what is the one dish that Brangus has that you feel's better than all the others?
Okay, so my favorite is the ribeye.
It's got to be.
Yeah, I'm a ribeye guy. If I'm having steak and the ribeye's on the menu, that's what I'm having every single time.
It's always funny because whenever they're like, do you need any A1 sauce or anything? I'm like, no. There's some kind of like special seasoning and prep that goes into that just makes it worth having.
I tell people it's the Daryl and Leanne love when they're cooking it.
But so let's say I get the ribeye special and I do not eat it all because that's a huge steak that comes out with that. You and I have actually had this conversation. You gave me the secret on it. But let's tell the world what the secret is on reheating a steak. Okay,
so we hope that you eat it all when you're here, but we understand we serve really big portions, right? So when you get home and you want to reheat that steak, my favorite thing to do is get a skillet and put a little butter in it, melt a little butter in it, then warm that steak up in the skillet. It doesn't take very long. And if you're not a skillet person, I have recently found out that the air fryer will warm it up pretty decent. It's not as fun as the skillet.
No, and you don't have the butter.
That's right.
You can't do that.
You want that butter on there to make sure all the juices are good.
You know, how long have you been with Brangus? How did this all come together?
We moved here in 1980. My family and my dad ran the Bonanza that was in the same building until 1995. And I started working for him in 1985. But in 95, we changed to Brangus, and we've been Brangus ever since. 28 years, working on 29 years.
Man, that is absolutely incredible.
It's the only job I've ever had.
So restaurants, you know, we kind of mentioned that they do come and go, but if somebody wanted to get into the restaurant field, what advice would you give them?
That is so hard. That is a very hard question. Diligence. If you can do it without acquiring too much debt, that is the way to go.
Okay.
Very much the way to go. Location is super important. And staff. Staff is it. Staff is the most important thing that you can get. You have to have people you can trust, people you can depend on, people that you can keep a long time, and you're going to have to treat them well to let them stay and love them and make it a family. Because if a family works together, it's going to do well.
Man, and that's the whole vibe when you walk in. You know, you just feel like everything about it is catered and geared towards families, and you've definitely executed the vision that you had set in place. Matt, there is no way that we can conclude this interview without talking about the steak challenge that Brangus has.
Yes.
What is this and how did it evolve?
Okay, so it started off as a chicken fried steak.
Okay.
And it was breaded and fried and gravy, and you had your two side orders that all went with it, and people just couldn't do it. I mean, very few people could finish it. People were saying, "Hey, can I just have a steak? Can I just have a steak? Can I just have a steak?" So we switched to a 4-pound sirloin.
Okay.
And that steak is so big that it's like a roast that you would cook for your family on Sunday. It's so big that we cut it into 3 steaks so it didn't take forever to cook. And then, so we have 3 steaks that are all well over a pound apiece, piled on the plate, and 2 sides and toast. Man, you got 1 hour to eat it. And if you eat in an hour, then you get it free, and we blast you all over on Facebook. And
I've seen those posts.
Yes.
Yeah, people do complete that challenge.
They do. It's a race against the clock. I mean, now it's not, if you can do it, it's not just can I do it in under 60 minutes. It's how fast can I do it.
Do you have people come from all over Arkansas and the state to compete in your challenge?
Yes, all over Arkansas, but we've had people from out of state come specifically for the challenge. Professional food eaters have been here. You can probably find their videos on YouTube.
I love it. I love that challenge lives.
Yes.
Matt, how fast can somebody get through one of those steaks? What's the record that we might approximate?
I think the record's pretty close to 5 minutes. It's just a little under 5 or a little over 5 minutes. And to be honest, the guy didn't use a fork and a knife. He just picked it up and went to town.
Could you imagine?
No.
Just bringing out all the instincts.
We have used that steak to feed groups of 8 before. And there's plenty for everybody.
I love it. So if they order that, they can use our reheating steak tip.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Okay. Matt, thank you so much for being on this video with us. And y'all, if you want more information on an amazing restaurant here in Russellville, come visit Brangus. You had an opportunity to hear from Matt. And if you have any questions about relocating or moving to Russellville, you can always reach out to me.